Thank you for coming on today and doing our 10-minute taster session. So just to introduce Sharon, Sharon is a travel counsellor. In fact, she's a gold travel counsellor. Sharon has been, well, actually in the travel industry for 27 years. She doesn't look old enough.
Thank you.
And a travel counsellor for 6.5, 7 years this year. And Sharon, you're a gold travel counsellor. So what does that mean?
So the Gold Travel, so Travel Counsellors is a franchise. There's 1,800 of us, probably nearly 2,000 actually, if you take into account the other countries that we are in. So we're in 6 countries. And a Gold Travel Counsellor is the top 10% of the company. So there's about between 170 and 180 of us, but yeah, it's the top 10% in the company. So thanks to all my lovely customers rebooking with me each year, and my lovely clients, that yes, I've achieved that accolade of being a Gold Travel Counsellor.
Brilliant. And you've been a Gold Travel Counsellor for a few years now, haven't you?
Yeah, so a couple of years. I qualified in April 2018, so yeah, it'll be 2 years this year. So yes, I have to re-qualify every 6 months, so it's tough.
Yeah,
but it's good to have a challenge. So yeah,
especially at the moment. Tough at the moment.
Yes, has been slightly tough the last 10 weeks, shall we say, a challenge. No one ever expected anything like that. So I've seen SARS, terrorist attacks, Ebola, ash clouds. This throws the ash cloud of 10 years ago into oblivion, I think. But,
I couldn't believe it was 10 years ago. I heard that in a quiz and I was like, oh, it's only a few years ago. But
yeah,
no, it was
I remember thinking at the time the ash cloud was like the worst thing ever in the world of travel. But yeah, never would have thought 10 years later the entire world would close down for 2 months.
So what has that meant for you and your clients then? Because I know you've been so busy, obviously probably not booking clients, but cancelling them and getting all their refunds back on their behalf.
So initially, when the world closed down, we concentrated on getting clients home that were still overseas. As borders kind of started to shut down around the world, it was a mad scrabble to get people home. So then after a few weeks, everybody was home. So it was a matter of then like looking at holidays of like what's supposed to be going. Are they going to be able to go? No, they're not. So and then looking at each individual holiday and discussing with those clients what the best outcome was those. Some of it was, right, I really want this holiday. I've spent 6 months looking forward to it. We've worked really hard to put it together. Let's just move it to next year, and it's moved to 2021. They've still got it to look forward to. It's just the fact that it's not a year to wait as opposed to going now. Others, it was like, oh, I really want to go on holiday, but actually I don't want to get anything booked now, and getting credit vouchers for people. And then the other one, if none of those worked, it was getting refunds for people if airlines allowed refunds. But each rules and regs were changing by the minute, let alone the hour. So it was just kind of basically getting the best outcome for each individual client at the time. So it's been difficult, but we've got through it, and we're still here, and I've got some happy customers still. So and I think the relationship I have, my business is all about building relationships with customers. It's not transactional, it's not bums on seats or anything like that. It's getting to know my clients and likes, dislikes, and they're friends now, and I know them. And the number of calls I had from people were, they were just ringing to see how you are, how's it going, are you okay, which has been lovely. So yeah, it's really nice to.
And presumably you've got some kind of green shoots now coming through in terms of people thinking now it's not, you know, we've come out of the panic stage, and then we can start we're not socially, well, we still are socially distancing, but you know, people are starting to think more positively about the future. So what are people thinking about now?
I think there's definitely green shoots. I'm not booking stuff for now, and I've had the odd inquiry, will I go away, this was a couple of weeks ago now, will I go away in August? Like, yeah, I think that's a really good idea to book something for August now, because we don't know what's going to happen. However, you know, if you've already got your holiday booked, that's a completely different scenario. But yeah, we're looking at Christmas 2021. People like to have something to look forward to, and when you've been stuck at home for 10 weeks looking at the four walls of the house, it's lovely to have something really nice to look forward to. So it's all about dreaming and planning now and then travelling later. And also sometimes you couples, families are passing ships in the night, they don't see each other, whereas they've all been together for the last 10 weeks. They've got that, had that opportunity to all sit down and have a conversation of, right, what are we going to do?
They all want to go to different places.
They all want to go to different places, but you can narrow it down, whereas normally it's like you ring, how's it going? Oh, I still haven't spoken to each other, they're working or I'm working, and we haven't sit down. So I think that's the other nice thing, that people have been able to discuss stuff together. And a couple of the inquiries we've had that we're working on for 21 are those like once in a lifetime bucket list trips that they've sat and discussed as a family all together in this horrible current situation we're in. But yes, there is green shoots there, so hopefully before long we'll be able to get an aeroplane soon and dust off those passports and suitcases. Very lonely at the moment. So
and in terms of where you are, it doesn't actually matter if people want to book with you. You know, you can book somebody from Scotland to go on holiday. It doesn't need to be.
Oh, definitely. So I'm based in Northamptonshire, but all my business is built on referrals from current clients and from networking through women in business. So my clients range, I've got clients down in Eastbourne and up in Peebles in Scotland and everything in between. So yeah, very few of my clients are actually in the area where I live, because we're all scattered all over the country. So yeah, and I can book anybody that wants to get in touch.
Okay, you mentioned Women in Business Network. Now you've been an amazing member in two of my groups actually, for coming up for 7 years this year.
I know, scary.
Wow. Is it scary? Is it? I think you said, well, tell us about your experience really.
I think it's flown. When I first started my business 7 years ago, they mentioned networking in the induction course I did, because you had to go and learn all these systems and everything else. And I just thought, I'm not doing that. I don't need to go networking. I'm not doing that. I'll find my and then very quickly I realised that actually, yeah, I wasn't going to find all my customers on Facebook or from friends or where. I needed to get my name out there. So one of my colleagues had recommended Women in Business, so I did a bit of a Google search and found you. And yeah, I remember going to your hitching meeting the very first time, and I remember sat in the car park giving myself a talking to in the car park that this was 2 hours. I just had to get out of the car, walk in that door. It was 2 hours. It would be all right, and then I could go home. I would never have to go back again. And then I think I walked in and met you and some of the other lovely ladies of the hitching group who are still members there today, Sally and Susie and you. And I thought, actually, this is nice. I really enjoyed it. And everyone was just so friendly and welcoming that I ended up visiting again. And then I ended up joining. And then you opened the group in Luton. And I thought, well, I'll leave hitching and I'll move to Luton, because that's where I lived at the time. But by the time you opened the Luton group, I was like, I can't leave my friends in hitching. I'll miss them too much. So yeah, for nearly 7 years, I've been going to 2 meetings a month yeah, it's been great. And I think the help and support that you get far outweighs anything else. Yes, I've got business out of it, otherwise it's not worth doing. You have to cover your costs of what it costs, and I've done that. But I think the help and support you get from your fellow members is great as well. So
oh, thank you, Sharon. That's really nice of you to say, and you've been a brilliant member. Very quickly then, if people want to get in contact with you, and I would highly recommend, Sharon has booked us lots of holidays and has sorted out all sorts of things. I think, you know, iPads being left in Thailand.
I wasn't going to mention that, Louise, you know, like panic phone call, I've left my iPad in the safe
as I was on the plane.
Yeah.
And by the time I got off the plane, the iPad was back. Oh, that's brilliant.
So yes, so the best way to get in touch with me is either by email or telephone. So if you want to give me a call, my landline in the office is 01582 809 530, or my email address is sharon.court@travelcounsellors.com.